Hey, this is Kevin David Rail, Chief Fitness Advisor for Wild Warrior Nutrition. And in this video, I want to address working out in a fasted state of 8 hours, 12 hours, and 16 hours. I'm just going to stick with those three protocols. We're not going to get into 24 or 48 or what happens down the road. But these three time frames have a little bit of significance for me on a personal level. So I want to give you a little bit of anecdotal research from a personal level and kind of what you might be able to expect as well if you get into that position. Now, first of all, I've been working out in a fasted state for probably 20 to 25 years, somewhere in that ballpark. And once I started doing it, it changed my game, it changed my life. I've been doing it for a long time. I'm a seasoned veteran at it. I'm not trying to be egotistical when I say that. It's just a matter of fact. So if you get to a point where you start working out in a fasted state and you become fat adapted, and then say you eat a little bit later than normal, and you're normally accustomed to working out in a 12 to 16 hour fasted state, and then one day you do 8 hours and you work out early in the morning. Here's what happens with me. Even though 8 hours is a good starting point for any one of you out there who want to get into working out in a fasted state, for me, that is a little bit short. I feel really sluggish. I feel real heavy. I feel like my stomach is kind of turning a little bit, and kind of like I have a little bit of a small bowling ball in my stomach. Maybe not a bowling ball, but like a softball. Let's say that. And especially when I'm doing cardio, I notice it. So if I work out in like an 8 hour fasted state, my breathing's a little bit more labored. I have like a heaviness in my stomach. I don't feel necessarily like a gross feeling in my belly, like as if I ate like Nacho's Supreme platter and then went and worked out. I don't feel like I have to vomit or anything. I just feel like I'm a step behind, and I sweat a little bit more, and I'm like, I'm huffing and puffing, and my recoveries between exercises when I do beefcake workouts are definitely longer. Like it takes me a little longer to get from one exercise to the next without being fully recovered. So that's what happens to me when I'm in an 8 hour fasted state and I work out. And the meal I eat previously the night before, that has something to do with it too. In the event I should gorge if I'm at a party or something and I have a little bit more cake than I want, or ice cream. And yes, I do eat ice cream and cake. There's nothing wrong with having any of those foods. I'm not against any one of them. And that's one of the beauties of fasting, is you can get away with eating a little more ice cream or a little more cake than the average person because you're only eating twice a day. Well, for me, I'm only eating twice a day. And the longer that gap is after that meal to your workout, you have more time for your body to process it, digest it, and your body to start detoxing. So you can get right back up on the swing of things in a short amount of time. But for me, regardless of what that meal is, if it is something a little bit more higher in junk food or fat or something like that, then the laboring effect is even greater. If it's something that's super clean and super healthy for you, say like if I have a big massive salad with some salmon on it and some beans and some like quinoa and I don't know, raisins or some kind of like fruit or something in the salad, and I have that as my main meal, then that effect after the 8 hours is not as bad as if I had something that's more laborious to the body from a food perspective, but I still do have that effect, the huff and puffing effect, and a little bit more out of breath and a little more laboring, okay? That's what happens at the 8 hour window. Now, 12 hours is my sweet spot. That's what I always aim for. If I'm anywhere between like 12 and 13 hours and I start my workout, that laboring effect is 50% less, if that, and my energy levels are higher and I'm feeling much better. And when I go anywhere above that, if I'm closer to the 16 hour mark, usually that's when I start getting hungry, because 16 hours, my body is usually accustomed to eating between 16 and 18 hours. So 16 hours, ghrelin starts to rise for me. That's my hunger stimulating hormone, and I start getting hungry. So if I work out at a 16 hour fasted state, here's the interesting factor. I feel like those are my best workouts. I feel lighter. My stomach is completely empty. My sprint workouts, when I do high intensity interval training, I feel like my sprints are really strong. My recoveries between the sprints are really fast, and my overall recoveries after the workouts are really strong. And I feel like I just shred the fat right off my body instantly, like that. So for me, 8 hours is a little bit of a laboring process when I'm working out. 12 hours is really good, but 16 is optimal. And once I start working out, even if I'm hungry, and if I'm tired going into that workout, which sometimes I am because I have clients I train early in the morning, my energy goes through the roof within 5 minutes, my hunger absolutely goes away in 2 seconds, and my workout performance is off the charts. So, I just thought that might be valuable information for you if you are looking to get into working out in a fasted state and what you can expect with those 3 time slots. And if you're brand new to fasting and working out in a fasted state, I highly suggest you give it a spin. And for those of you that are brand new, you now know kind of what to expect. So, this is Kevin David Rail, Chief Fitness Advisor for Wild Warrior Nutrition. Make sure to like and share our video, subscribe to our page, and let me know if you have any more questions or comments. Till next time.